Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 127 for December 1st to the 3rd. Thanks for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of something special at home for you. We've got a terrific menu. This is a couple of our classics, and I can't wait to jump in. My son, always a big fan of the steak right now. 17-year-old boy, he needs that protein. So I've gone ahead and tossed our smoked fingerling potatoes and put them in the oven on a sheet of parchment paper at 425 for 10 minutes. We've got about maybe 3 minutes left on that before we have to move them around, and then it's 6 more minutes in there. Next up, we're going to season our steak with salt and pepper. We're going to do this both sides, but the easiest way to do it both sides, I find, is to put it in the pan and then season it when it's in the pan. I've got a pan, I'm going to put it on high heat, and you want to make sure to turn your hood fan on because it is definitely going to smoke. We have already done the marinade and cooked it sous vide, so you want 1 tablespoon of neutral oil per person. In my case, we're going grapeseed oil, but you can use canola or vegetable oil. And when the pan gets to be smoking, the easiest way to do this is put a little water on your fingers, and when it pops like that, you know it's ready to go. So our flank steaks are gonna go in there, and that's when you season the other side of it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as my partner in crime, Melissa, says. All right, so we've got 2 minutes on each side, and then we're gonna rest it for 5 minutes. I've also got my cauliflower puree here for the main course, and that's in a small pot on low heat, and you can just warm it up slowly throughout the whole time. Just make sure to keep stirring it from time to time. Next up, we've got our beautiful endive and our preserved lemon vinaigrette. Make sure to get all of the good stuff in there. Don't leave any of it behind. I want to thank everyone who took part in the Snowsuit Fund fundraiser last week. That was terrific. I hope you enjoyed the meal, and I hope you enjoyed all the swag and stuff. We didn't do any of that. We just did the meal. But I really want to say thank you to everyone who supported the Snowsuit Fund. They raised a ton of money, and they're going to be able to buy a ton of snowsuits for kids in need this holiday season. Okay, so you want to get a decent sized bowl, and to be able to coat all of this asparagus, endive, not asparagus. We're not in asparagus season. We're in endive season. Endive is actually really great in the fall and winter as a bitter green, and because it's grown mostly in hothouses. And yeah, just make sure to get it all nice and lathered up. Okay, I think we've done the 2 minutes. Let's see how our steak's done. Beautiful. Nice little crust. Flip it over, 2 minutes on the other side. Okay, so once your endive is seasoned and dressed up and mixed around, you want to take your whipped feta. This is actually one of my all-time favorite salads from Chef Bruce Wilson. It is such a good one. Sometimes it can get stuck to the spoon, so that's why I've got another spoon here. And we're going to spread it around on the bottom of the plate, because that saltiness is going to be a nice complement to the bitterness of the endive. And if you bring this to room temperature, I probably waited a little long to bring it to room temperature. It's a little harder to work with. So if you're watching the video in advance, hey Google, off. Okay, that's my timer. Hey Google, off. That's my timer to turn the potatoes around. Just before I do, yeah, my steak's almost done. So we'll bring the potatoes up. Just give them a little spin. They get a nice roasting on every side, and the smokiness is coming through really nicely. Put them back in. Okay, I can turn the heat down, and now we're just going to rest our flank steaks. I put them on a little baking sheet, and and it helps the air go underneath, and so it can rest really nicely. Then we've got our broccolini, and you're going to put it right in the steak pan. And you get that thing called the fond, and we're going to saute that up. So we're going to go to medium heat in about 2 minutes, and then we're going to melt some butter in there. But now back to the salad. They probably sent me too much endive here, so we will change that up. There's only so much endive you can have in the course of an evening, and make it look pretty. Do it like a nice star-shaped, whatever you like. Get creative in terms of how you present the stuff, but make sure that you wipe up the sides. I'm gonna use the stuff with more of the vinaigrette on it because yeah, there's too much endive here, so we're gonna cut that back a little bit. Don't want you to overdose on endive. Okay, stir our broccoli around. Want to get a nice little crust on it. Make sure to get all the nice beefy flavors in there. I can turn the hood fan off now because we're not searing things, and I can probably put our butter in to melt. There we go. I'm going to keep moving that around for another 3 minutes or so. But in the meantime, we are garnishing next with the olive and almonds. I'm going to get another spoon. Let's mess up a bunch of spoons tonight. I'm going to mix that around. I got a cat saying hello. I got my wife walking in the front door. All kinds of action going on here tonight. And with the almonds, just put it in your hand so you can sprinkle it around. And stir the broccoli around in the butter. Don't forget to season it with salt and pepper, which I'm going to do in just a second. But first, I want to finish off my salad. We've got this nice crispy Serrano ham. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Katu. I'm on TV now. I'm on video, so I can't let you out. Maybe my wife can come and save me by letting our cat out the door. I think I got it all. Finished with the Serrano ham. So there is our lovely endive salad with the preserved lemon and vinaigrette, crunchy almonds, the Kalamata olives, and the crispy Serrano ham. Get our main course ready there. I think we're almost ready. So I'm going to turn the heat down or off on this so the broccoli will keep cooking a little bit. Make sure I'm stirring my cauliflower puree. Steak is resting nicely. And why don't we plate up dessert really quick while the steak continues to rest. By the way, I didn't tell you about the wines. We've got this beautiful Pinot Grigio from Italy for a very Italian-inspired salad from La Lotte from the Alto Adige region, very high area, and it has super bright, vibrant acidity because of that high elevation. Back to dessert, we have the chocolate tart with the dulce de leche inside, and then the hazelnut and orange crumble that you're going to crumble all around. If there's big chunks, make sure to break it up. That looks lovely. Then you can just push it all in. There we are. Dulce de leche tart. Gotta love it. Okay, let's get ready. So cauliflower puree goes down first. I've turned that off so it doesn't beep at me, because it always does. And while I'm doing this, I can tell you about our red wine tonight, which is a Heartland Shiraz from Langhorne Creek, Australia. Big, beefy, meaty red wine. I'm a big fan of this one. We've featured it a few times before, usually with something like the marinated flank steak, because it really requires a full-bodied red. And by the way, if you're thinking about Christmas plans and you don't want to do all the heavy lifting and shopping and prepping and all that kind of stuff, think about us and New Year's Eve as well. We've got some amazing menus, and they're probably going to be released next week. So please check on back. But we'll be delivering on 24th of December, which will be able to be reheated on the 25th really well. And then New Year's Eve will actually be delivering on New Year's Eve. And we're going to do a really special menu. Okay, broccolini goes down next. I forgot to season it. Don't forget to season the broccolini. Better in the pan so you don't make a mess on your plate. Okay, and then we've got the steak. There we go. And with the steak, a flank steak, all steaks, if you slice them, you want to slice them against the grain. So you've got the lines here, so you want to go this way. And flank steak is super easy because the lines are very easy to pick out. And what you can do on the end is just turn it around. And you want to try to fan it a little bit. I forgot the potatoes. Well, guess which one's going to be for my photos. Look at me, worried about Christmas and New Year's and not staying in the present moment. I think I'm going to borrow a little bit of broccolini here because I put too much on this plate. And the potatoes are going to go on the side here instead of under the steak. I hope you will forgive me for not paying attention. Now this guy, again, the lines are here. We're going to cut against. It's really best, you can use tongs, but it's really best with your hands to be able to hold the steak. And again, turn the end piece over so you get that nice red. And try to fan it out. So you can see the red. And we'll do the same for the end piece here. Extra bonus points if you've got some fleur de sel and you just finish it off. And then finally, our chimichurri. And this is just a vibrant green sauce. It's amazing with the smoked potatoes and with the steak. So give it a little dip there. Clean this up, our salt and pepper. And there we have our lovely marinated flank steak done sous vide with the smoked fingerling potatoes, the roasted broccolini, and the cauliflower puree. I hope you love your meal. Thanks for ordering. Thanks for letting us be a part of your dinner at home. And I really hope we get to cook and curate for you again very soon.